Welcome to my 26th video of my 30-day challenge. In today's video, we're going to be discussing the third erroneous assumption made by modern origin of Earth researchers. Today is the fallacy of a membrane being needed to initiate life. So, hi, my name is Eduardo Hernandez. I am the creator of the newest theory on the emergence of life called Emergent Chemical Evolution. I'm also the author of the book by the same name, available on all major online retailers. Okay, let's get on with it. A lipid cell membrane is a much later, according to my theory, is a much later invention of viruses. Life to initiate, because their assumption is that the oceans are much like they are today, very barren, low concentration of organic material, it's mostly basic, and that in order for any kind of chemistry to occur, they needed to be encapsulated in a lipid membrane. So to concentrate the contents, to keep them together so they can react. As I demonstrated before and in previous videos, with the bombardment being the cause of our oceans, bringing the water, and obviously if they could bring that much water with how dry those rocks were, they brought an abundance of organic material, volatile materials necessary to initiate life. The prebiotic oceans in the Hayden era were laden with all kinds of chemicals, and being that they were acidic, thanks to the actions of the carbon dioxide laden atmosphere, it was a perfect medium for chemical reactions to occur without the need to being concentrated. Another benefit of amino acids being the initiator of the molecules necessary for life is that they take the action that these researchers, I don't mean no disrespect, that these researchers expect the lipid membrane to do, which is when the amino acids encapsulate another compound, it basically isolates that compound from the rest of the environment, allowing the chemical reactions to occur within its active center. So that's another benefit of my theory compared to theirs when you have amino acids running the show, which they do today. Amino acids are the proteins that are responsible for all biological reactions, are responsible for all the structural architecture of every life form that we know of. Amino acids are also, like I said, the basis of every biological chemical reaction, and they are the initiating molecule necessary for all biological compounds to be made. So why wouldn't it be any different at the beginning of life? In my theory, I describe the environmental conditions that would allow that process to take effect by describing the chaos engine, where the currents would take those compounds provided by the meteorite bombardment through the pH gradients of the oceans and allowing them to react as they do in life forms today. Depending on the pH that they find themselves, they will conform to a certain, depending on their on their sequence, what order of amino acids they have, will allow them to take a different conformation in specific pH levels of the ocean. Why that is important? It is important just like today. That allows not all chemical reactions to occur at the same time. Most of these chemical reactions are stepwise, and the way they're controlled is by occurring at different pHs within the cell, so that you don't have all the biological chemicals trying to react at the same time. The protein that causes a certain specific biological reaction to occur needs to occur at a certain step, and that step will occur maybe later or before, depending on the pH of the cytosol or the cytoplasm. And that would evolve for each individual cell or for each advanced virus. But at the beginning of life, that would have been already in place. So therefore, by chance, certain chemical reactions would occur only at certain pHs, and therefore allowing certain steps to occur first and other ones later. And then those animals that, those life forms, because they're not animals, that's long later, much later. Those organisms that can take advantage of those steps would benefit, would coalesce and utilize those components for itself in certain viral forms, because that would occur during the viral stage. But where you would have the development you have the development of cooperation, of symbiosis, and maybe some parasitic as well, which will always be the case. And that's how you would have introduction of satellite viruses, symbiotic relationships between organelles, simpler organisms that will become organelles in more advanced cells. So the lipid membrane was not necessary at all. As a matter of fact, it being in perfect laboratory conditions, they cannot get lipid bubbles to do much of anything. So, and that's in the pristine laboratory conditions, and chaotic, messy conditions of the Hayden era prebiotic oceans, I think would be untenable, and virtually they could occur. They probably were present, but they would not have aided life much. I hope you found this video convincing, informative, entertaining. So please spread the word, give me a like, subscribe, and if you care to, buy a book or a shirt. See you next time.